registrando e ti metti muto e fai accedere il nostro uomo. Aspetta un secondo. Ok, io ci sono. Here we go.
Ciao.
Ciao, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, thanks. Thanks so much for accepting our invitation and being able to participate to our video podcast.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Nice. So let me give you an idea of what is going on here. This is a brand new podcast that we are broadcasting in within our social media channels and other platforms as well, in which I am basically interviewing several players in the interior design, architectural, and also business field to understand the different point of views from all over the world during this situation. So I'm so glad that I am also able to interview you and having your point of view regarding this situation that we're living in right now.
Sure.
I'd like to start right away, and as I usually do with all our guests, I would like you to give us an introduction of yourself and of your work.
Should we start?
Yeah.
Hi everyone there. This is Nirav Mehta from Turquoise, the Bath Couture. We're dealing in a luxury bathroom segment in Mumbai with bathroom tiles, mosaics, luxury wallpapers and wall coverings, wellness and spa products. So we have been basically in this industry for the last 18 years, and the scope of our business expands to the distribution and the retail segment. Yeah, that's a small introduction of what we do.
That is pretty interesting to have your point of view as an important vendor in India, especially in this time. You know, we are talking with several people, and one of the most interesting topic that always come up is the new role of vendors in after this, during and after this situation. What can you tell us about how you are facing this time as a important vendor in India?
So basically, as you know, still a lot of parts of the country are under the lockdown. Even right now, as we speak, Mumbai is under lockdown. So what we as vendors have been doing is having all these webinars with the different brands and getting them to the architects and the designers, showcasing these brands through the digital media platform, getting them more aware of the brands through the digital media. That's the maximum that we could do in this lockdown, because we're not able to open the showroom or not have any kind of sales activities going. So we have been approaching them through the digital media.
But was this something that you already did before, or that was the first time that you actually used these tools to interact with your customers?
Yeah, well, to be very honest, we have never used the Zoom meetings or any webinars to interact with our customers. So this is the first time that we have been actually implementing this.
And how are you seeing this? Is this something that is helping you in continuing promoting your products? And of course, it's different than actually going to in a shop.
Yeah, but of course, it is very much helping us, and I believe this is the way forward, because this is the easiest way to reach to a lot of people, a lot of customers, designers, and the most effective way at the moment. Yeah.
Definitely. And also speaking with in the last few days, I spoke with some Indian architects as well, and they told me that they actually feel relieved lately because usually they spend half of the day in their car in the in the traffic jam, and now
Sure,
they have more time to
sure.
also to stay with their family or with their friends.
Right. Yeah, so because of this situation now, even post the lockdown, when everything opens up, I believe that a lot of architects and clients will not be traveling immediately to our showrooms, will not be wanting to visit a lot of places. So this becomes the most effective mean. Again, use the digitalization revolution, use the digital media, showcase your products, and that's the way forward. You save some time, you save have some more time for your family.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
how do you see your reopening? That will which safety measurements you will be forced to take in order to protect your customers that want to come in your shop.
Yeah. So we as a store have already taken a lot of pointers and made a list of things which we need to implement as soon as we start. To begin with, we will of course sanitize the entire showroom before anybody enters, even our staff or our team enters the showroom. We'll be sanitizing the entire showroom and spraying the entire showroom. There is going to be a digital thermometer that is going to be at the entrance of our showroom. So every client or customer walking into the store will be measured first for their and our safety both. Once they come in, of course, there are sanitizer sprays that have been kept. They are the touchless sanitizer sprays, the infrared sensor ones. So again, nobody needs to touch and they can sanitize their hands. And we would try and ensure not more than 4 or 5 people in the showroom at one point of time. And we would encourage more of the showroom, more of the customers rather, to be taking an appointment, fixing an appointment, and then visiting the showroom to avoid more number of people at the store at the same time. So we can maintain the physical social distancing norm and easily take care of our customers. Of course, at the same time, our team, the sales team, the staff, everybody will be adhering to the all these norms that we are going to do it for our customers. They all will be measured every day they come into the showroom to ensure the safety of everyone. It's most important, and I think this is the new normal now.
Definitely, yeah, and this is happening all over the world.
Yeah, and of course, not to forget the face mask and the face shields and everything. All of those are in place, and they all will be used.
How do you think India is facing this situation in your opinion? Is it doing a good job, a bad job, or should do better?
So like any other country, there's a pandemic. So of course, India is also one of the, I think that it's on the 14th or 15th on the list of the countries with the maximum number of cases. And everybody knows that our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, has been very aggressive on the pandemic, fighting the pandemic. He has got, in fact, we were in the lockdown on the 22nd of March. And today, as we speak, we are almost on the 21st of May.
Yeah.
So it's already 60 days almost that we are still under the lockdown, and in this whole process, the government and the everybody has ensured that there will be no there is rather this pandemic doesn't spread, and all the required things have been there. The COVID tests have been done. A lot of new hospitals have been opened up. I think the quarantine centers for asymptomatic patients every day are still growing, and the government has done a pretty good job because with
Hmm.
our numbers are still at around 120,000 infected. So it's not a huge number for a country like India where there are more than 130 crore of people living. So far so good.
Yeah, of course, it's very. I think every nation had its own difficulties in organizing this because it is actually the first time that we are living a global pandemic and that we are sharing this all across the world thanks to social media, and everybody
Sure.
is seeing that we are all in the same boat and that we are all facing the same situation all across the planet.
Correct.
I was also interesting to understand your opinion in terms of how do you think your your field, so the interior design and the architectural field will change after this situation, both in terms of design trends and also way of working, let's say 1 year from now?
So COVID-19 is here for a while, and this is going to be the new normal. So with reference to the design and the architecture, there will be a few changes, like the new residential and the commercial spaces will be designed keeping in mind more of hygiene and touchless technologies, automation. Offices and workspaces inside the offices will be designed, the working desk will be designed, I believe, keeping in mind the 1.1 meter distance. So like every table and the space has a 1 meter distance, so everybody sitting is not very close. There will be more open spaces also, I believe, that will be left out in the offices now post the COVID, because that is the need of the hour. So I feel that these will be the changes that will be happening to the new spaces that will be built.
Definitely. And how about smart working? Is this something that you are using, that your collaborators are using? How do you think this is going?
Yes, so already as everybody is now going digital and have to go digital, there is no way out. Like India was not as digitally advanced, I would say, but now everybody has accepted it, and they all know that this is the way forward for our vendors. Like example, we are opening maybe on the 1st of June our showroom. So we have told our vendors that for the next 60 days, no vendors or no suppliers are going to be visiting our showroom. uh, they will be updating us of all the new products and technologies and everything that they have through the digital platform, through their videos and mails and everything. It is that's the way we will be able to maintain the social distancing and the physical distancing. So and the customers will be coming in through the through a booking an appointment or something like that. That's the only way where we can avoid a lot of rush at the showroom once we open.
Definitely. This is the only way that you can reopen again in a safe way. And how do you see the role of sales representatives, so manufacturer sales agents, for example, in the next future?
So the manufacturing sales agents also have to go digital. Everything I think revolves around the digital technology and the use of it. Once I believe the product is manufactured and if there is what all the features of the product, maybe they make a small video of that, or they explain it to us through some webinar or something like that. And that is only the way going to be forward, because I'm sure the other showroom owners and the other show luxury stores or any other store would not be very keen to entertain any sales agents at their showroom at the moment in the near future.
Yeah. What should have happened in 5 years happened in 2 months, basically.
Sure,
So
sure.
it's crazy times we are living right now. Another thing that I was interesting to know your opinion about is how do you think, let's say, important vendors like you, if they are going to rely more on local supplier, in this case Indian supplier, or they will continue working with international manufacturers such as European companies, for example?
So to be very honest, we are catering to the luxury segment. We are not catering to the mid segment of the Indian market. So I believe that in the luxury segment, if anybody has to buy a luxurious product, maybe they, because post the pandemic, their decision to buy the luxury product can be delayed by a couple of months or a weeks. Maybe if they're going to spend 100,000 euro on something, they might end up spending 900,000 euro instead of 1,000 euro, but maybe a 10% less or something. But they will not stop buying or using luxury products, which is what I believe. And if they do not stop or buying luxury products, I don't see any reason for us to not import the luxurious brands that we have been doing in the past so many years. In fact, I believe Italy opened up just last week, or maybe this week, in the beginning of this week.
This week, yes.
Yes, and I see every good interior designer from our country or an architect from our country who is doing luxurious residences and projects welcoming Italy back to work. They have everywhere on the social media, these designers have categorically welcomed Italy back to work. So I don't see the reason for us not to import a lot or from Europe, especially from Europe, because that segment is always going to be there. It's just a matter of time. That's what I feel.
You know, now in Italy there is this, or at least in let's say among companies and manufacturers, there is this discussion if the economic will do like a curve, so that we will take a bit more time to get back to reality, or a
Sure.
V curve, so it will be faster. Um, this really depends on how international clients like yourself will react to this situation, and how this lockdown and pandemic will last. So this is something interesting to know from yourself, because also our community is made out of international and also Italian manufacturers, suppliers, vendors. So it's very important to understand your real point of view.
Sure.
You know, I was also very interested in understanding your opinion on the international exhibitions. Of course, the Saloni fair has been cancelled this year, and there is another exhibition that I think that you usually visit, which is the Cersaie. That it should take place in November instead of October. Are you personally visiting Cersaie this year?
Yeah, so see, with reference to Salon, we all wait for Salon. We all here in India every year are waiting to come to Salon, come to Milan, experience it. It's an experience, it's not an exhibition. This year, yeah, it has been cancelled. So next year, for sure, the Salon will be with much more vigor and with much more, everybody will be back with a bang.
The biggest
And
one ever seen.
yes,
I hope
and
so.
with reference to the Charsai, which is postponed from September to November, uh, we are still waiting to understand the situation in our country. We don't know, being such a big populated country, we are still every day now the cases are increasing by around 5,000 every day. So we are just waiting to see and understand when that graph goes down a little, and when is our country going to be a little more normal, that makes it a little safe for us to travel. If all goes well, and in the next couple of months, in say by July or August, if this curve is going down and it's slowly downing up, of course we all will be there in Italy for the church side.
This is an important information to know, because there's a lot of manufacturers company that in these days, in these weeks, they have to decide if they should invest in doing an exhibition in Bologna, like the Cersaie, like the
Sure.
Cersaie one, because of course it is an important investment, and it makes sense if if there are people. If you build a huge booth and then there's nobody there, it would be a
Sure.
waste of
Of
money
course.
and energy.
Yes. Yes.
So there's are uncertain times that we are living, definitely, especially from an economic point of view, from an epidemic point of view, but from a economic point of view as
It's
well.
going to be a crucial decision because there is going to be a lot of investment also.
Yeah, yeah. This is what is happening with all the exhibition that will take place in the next month, and I think the situation would be the same in all over the sectors, not only the interior design and the architectural one. So in India, you didn't reach the peak yet in terms of cases, or did you reach the peak already?
No, so I believe we are at the peak right now at the
No.
moment.
Okay.
This is the peak. This is the period where we are at the peak, because last 3 4 days, every day the cases have been increasing by 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Previously they were like 1,500, 2,000, but now every day 4,000, 5,000. Yesterday was 5,600. So I believe we are at the peak. That's why I said now, if it goes down, yeah, we are happy that it should go down, and then that's the way we can, start our offices and everything from the 1st of June.
But you have already some information from the government that you can open at the beginning of June, or not yet?
So some parts of the country are already open.
Okay.
New Delhi is working like morning 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. That's the time. So New Delhi is already open, but Mumbai, being 25 or 30% of the total COVID cases are in Maharashtra, which is the state where Mumbai is, and out of that 30% of the country, uh, the 50% of the cases are in Mumbai.
So
So
that's the epidemic center or in
yeah,
India.
and Mumbai is the, you can say, the financial capital of the country. That Mumbai is the city where the business from the for the entire country is generated. So we all are taking extra care, extra precautions, and we're hoping that we should be bouncing back soon.
Hope so. Everybody's hoping the same, definitely. And regarding projects that you've been worked on lately, or that maybe has been forced to stop, are there any important projects that you are working on right now, or that you were working on?
Yes, currently we're working on a luxury five-star hotel uh, by the Taj Group of Hotels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, this is a chain of hotels now, which is we are working in Navi Mumbai, which is very close to Mumbai. It's part of Mumbai. It's called Navi Mumbai. That is New Bombay. So we've been working on there. It's been done by the Think BNK group, the architect Behzad Faraz. That's one of the projects that is very, you know, important for us in terms of the value and being a luxury five-star hotel. So that is one of the projects. Another project which I can talk of is we are doing a 2,000 square meter residence again with this residence is in Bangalore
Mm-hmm.
in South India, and
Yes.
is being done by Fourth Dimension architect Mihir Kotak. So that is one very important project which is on, and we want it to be. We want the lockdown to end so we can restart our
Continue.
supply. Yeah, our supplies for the project. And one of the recently completed project, if you ask me, we did a 500 square meter residence, luxury residence in Mumbai. Uh, Again, that was done by Kiran Gala and Associates, again an interior and architecture firm from Mumbai. So these are the three projects which have been just complete or which are on at the current moment and are at a pause, and we want them to start again.
So you are using this time to get update on new products, new materials from manufacturers in order for you to continue to work on the projects that are now on hold because of the COVID situation.
Sure. So immediately after the lockdown, a week after the lockdown or so, we have been having webinars and Zoom sessions with a lot of companies and the brands, international brands that we deal in, and almost 4 to 5 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week, for an hour or two, our entire team gets together on the Zoom meeting and is updated about the new products and the technologies by the various brands that we are dealing into.
You know, we are also as Tecnografica personally organizing several meetings, online meetings.
So we already did one with
Yes, with
Tecnografica
Sylvia.
where,
I know.
where we were where we were already updated about the new products and the smart
And
panel,
the company.
the new
Yeah,
smart panel.
that's an
That that
interesting, a
that's
pretty
very
interesting
exciting.
product.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And I have to say that organizing these online meetings also allowed us to understand a new way of work.
Sure.
That we were, I mean, we are a pretty digital company from this point of view, but this also helped us to increase even more. And I have to say that among all the countries that we are working with, India is the one that had the most impressive response in terms of wanting to participate to this meeting, wanting to be updated, and this is
Sure.
very positive in my opinion, because
Yeah, we are all looking at using this time up, and of course there is a lot of good family time. The positive of this pandemic is that everybody has got a lot of family time and a lot of me time. But other than that, yeah, we're missing our work, so we also want to be updated with all the products and technologies. So once we are back with a lot of information and knowledge, which of course will help us in
ready
our.
to jump again on the field.
Yeah.
And you know, talking about this summer, just changing completely topic, how are you going to spend your holidays personally? Maybe you were thinking about going abroad, going outside India, and now you are thinking again, and maybe you're saying no, maybe it's better to stay in India, to stay inside the state?
So for us, the summer is over.
Oh yeah, of course.
Here in India, the March, April, May is the summer.
Yeah,
So after the March ending exams and everything, April and May is the major holiday time, which is where we are end of it. And now, this year, of course, our holiday was with our family
yeah,
at our house.
inside.
Yeah, so we will not take any holiday this time. This is a good enough a holiday for us, and we'll get back to work, and we'll be looking to travel for work.
Definitely.
That's what is on the mind.
I just ask you this because Italy as an important part of its turnover in tourism, and so I just saw yesterday our Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte asking the Italians to go in Italy and during their
Sure.
vacation in order also to push the economy, and I think this is something that other European countries will also do, maybe also US. Um, so there is a rediscover of our national pride and
Of course.
national country.
And Italy is a very beautiful country, one of the most architecturally magnificent countries that you can visit. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of places where you all still have not traveled in Italy and would like to travel.
Definitely, it is like that. And also, speaking with several players, one of the things that always come up is how Italian products have an important role in all their projects, especially when we are talking about a high level project and luxury project. And maybe this will be the one thing that will help Italy after the situation, seeing that Italy has been one of the most affected countries in terms of numbers of death
Yeah.
and in terms of epidemic in
Yeah.
general.
But everybody values the Italian style and the Italian class and the Italian design. So I have something to say for all of you in Italy. Guys, don't worry. You guys are going to be rocking soon.
Thanks so much. This is very help. It's helping a lot because has been 2 very hard months, and now we are slowly going back to work again. But it would take some time
Sure.
to get back to even there's some people now that are scared to go out of their home, and even from the psychological point of view, this
Sure.
hit pretty heavily.
I have been in touch with a few of the brands and the friends, the sales team, and have been talking to them from the last 2 months, almost every 2 days or every 3 days, just to understand the situation, what is going on, and you know, everything will be fine now. I'm sure.
I hope so, and I think as well. And in your opinion, what will be the one thing that will change after this situation, despite of the digital communication? How do you think that people will change in their mind? There will be a new era after this situation.
Yeah, I think see, change is the only constant around the world, and the major events tend to lead to a rapid change. So our world will not be the same post COVID. I think a little less of commuting, more of using the digital platform, changing the environment for balancing the work are a few things that are going to be more effective. And digitalization, again, we come back to that,
Yeah,
is going to be the key, is going to be the key change. Digitalization and hygiene are the two things that are going to be the key factors post the COVID era.
post-COVID.
Yeah.
And a couple of days ago, I was talking with a Japanese architect, and he told me that in his opinion, one thing that will change in terms of the architectural field are the offices projects, so that offices in the near future will be more showcase of the vision of the philosophy of the company rather than a place where you actually go and work. It will be something like that, something having a very good background on the back
Or
for Zoom calls, Skype calls, and what is your opinion on that?
Of course, that is going to be the era. That's going to be a new era in the offices and the commercial spaces where it will be more digitally compatible with the Zoom and the Skype calls, and you know everything will be more social media. Of course, is very key this to the marketing of any brand these days. So that is one thing that is going to be very this. Also, the public, because I am in the field of tiles and sanitary ware and bathrooms, so we always look at that angle where the public washrooms or inside the offices and everything will all be digital, will all be sensor based and technology based, or maybe using a voice prompt to start a
Yeah.
faucet. This is going to be the key because touchless is going to be a one norm that everybody would like to use, especially in the commercial spaces.
You know, seeing the growing of this, of all these digital tools, and then people are using them more and more. How do you think the e-commerce will interact with the traditional vendors or with the local vendors? I make you an example. For example, let's say a manufacturer company that produce chairs or sofa, and they decide, okay, from June 2020 we open our e-commerce online, we sell online. We never did this before, but is this going to be in contrast with their partners around the world, because from that point of view, a private customer could buy also the same product on the web, while of course the vendor has invested a lot of money and time and salespeople going around.
So,
How do you think
so
this
in
impact?
terms of India, I would, as a context, as India as a country, a lot of business over here happens with relationships.
Hmm.
A lot of business happens because you know each other and you're comfortable with each other and you trust each other because, okay, for example, somebody knowing us would know that Nirav and Turquoise as a brand, we know them, we trust them. So they would be more comfortable to use a new brand also if we are putting it forward to the designers and architects. Okay, they have this basic faith in them that, okay, it's been imported by Turquoise. There is Nirav who's there, and it should be good. And if there, of course, if there is any problem also, there is the Nirav and the company which is there, which is going to be helping us to solve the problem. This is the standard, this sentiment where we feel that business happens with relationships. E-commerce is good for FMCG goods, at least for India, where people don't need to actually see what they know. Okay, this is the brand, and I need to buy something. We buy it over the e-commerce, but not yet, especially not yet. I don't see it in the next 5 years also coming up in India because okay, you because of the COVID, the customer might not want to visit my showroom. Uh, my showroom will go to him in terms of the samples or anything. Tomorrow, if he likes a wallpaper, for example,
Hmm.
and we have it, we'll take the folder of Tecnografica or anything that we are doing, and we'll take the folder to them and we'll showcase them the product. They are not going to buy it without touching or feeling it. Yeah.
Definitely.
So of course, as I said, they might not come to the showroom. We'll go to them, and of course there is this link where the designer plays an important role, where the designer, if he likes the brand, he knows the brand, he understands it, he will always recommend it to a customer, and the customer would want to buy that brand because it is recommended by the designer. So it's like a chain, and it's like this where the whole cycle revolves, and I don't see it changing. So I've been speaking to a lot of people around across industries also to understand what will be the new change, or what do they expect about the marketing and sales of the products, different level of products, different brands, different segments, not only washrooms or homes, but varied industries, but they all have the same feeling. Yeah, the marketing will change, the digital will be the key, but the relations is what is important. So I don't see, even buying a car. I don't see myself buying a Mercedes also and going on the e-commerce website and buying a Mercedes. I would definitely want to buy it from some dealer whom I know, or visit a Mercedes showroom and or speak to them over a Zoom call and understand more and let them explain us. This is how India has been functioning. So I really don't see a big change in that.
I think especially when we talk about luxury goods that cost a high amount of money, and people, especially in our field, want to touch the material, feel the material, see the materials,
Exactly.
and then decide and buy.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that also in your point of view, the importance of personal relation is something that will remain even after this situation. Because at the end of the day, we are all human beings and we interact with each other and
Right.
want we are social animals basically. Nirav, I mean, it was incredible and super interesting conversation that we had with you. You gave us a lot of interesting things to think about, and we will
Pleasure is
do.
mine. Yeah.
Thanks so
And
much.
I really appreciate everybody is interviewing designers and architects, and your Technografica is interviewing a vendor. So I really appreciate this from
I
your.
Thanks so much. I like a lot also to speak with professionals like you, because you are maybe more than designers and architect really into the field and know in terms of the economic point of view, of the logistic point of view as well, in terms of importation of materials. And I think it's very interesting for our community as well to understand your point of view, being a professional in this field. Nirav, I'll send you all my best wishes and good luck. And I hope to see you very soon in maybe in Bologna or in Milan next year.
Yes, all the best to Technografica and entire Italy from India.
Thanks so much.
Namaste.
Namaste. Cheers. Ciao.
Thank you.
Grazie.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.